Hello, it's Mr. Mihi here. Hopefully you're all doing really well. Today we're going to talk about something I've been asked to talk about, and that is something that has affected or will affect each and every one of us in some way or another, and that is relationships. So the question that I'm hopefully going to answer by giving you my opinion is, now that I've graduated, how do I do the whole relationship thing? Alrighty, so you've just graduated and you want to know how to do the whole relationship thing. Well, the answer is, I don't know. I'm no expert when it comes to relationships, and yeah. So there you go, guys. Hopefully you've learned something. And so if you like that video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Just kidding, no, just kidding. While I'm probably not the best person to ask for relationship advice, I can give you my 2 cents on the topic based on my own experience and what I've observed by those around me. Now, just like finances, it can really be varied depending on your circumstances, but the general advice for practically everything is, what is your end goal? The reason is because if you can define your goals, you will naturally figure out what path you should take. So when it comes to relationships, what is your ultimate relationship goal? Is it to have someone to keep you company? Is it just being married? Is it to find someone that values you? Is it so you can find a lifelong spouse? Is it to have someone that can support you? Is it to find someone that you can empower while they also empower you? Now, while setting goals is important, especially when it comes to finances, I wouldn't be surprised if the vast majority of people watching this haven't really asked themselves this question when it comes to relationships. For me personally, it is to have a companion for the rest of my existence where we can learn together about the wonders of the world or even the wonders of the universe that is around us. We want to inspire our children together and achieve things that we would never been able to do had we not been with each other. Yes, I know, super corny, but that is the reality of my goal. So if this is my goal, then it makes sense that flings, one-night stands, or any of the kind is not something that I would have engaged in when I was in the searching phase of my dating life, as this wouldn't really be a way to achieve the goal that I set for myself. And so this brings me to the general roadmap of what relationships look like. Now, I would assume that for the vast majority of people watching this, their goal would be very similar to my goal, or thereabouts. And so with that, here is the roadmap for this kind of goal. The first stage is known as the searching phase. A lot of older individuals tend to call this the dating phase, and this is different to the courting phase, which we'll talk about later. But when it comes to this phase, everyone has this idea of what their perfect partner should or would look like, and what their personality is like, and what their character is like. And so the purpose of the searching phase is to find someone that has many of the good traits that you're looking for and likes you back. Now, I emphasize the word "and" because a lot of people tend to forget that in order to get to the next stage, the courting stage or the official stage, the person has to like you back. Now, you're probably thinking this is incredibly obvious. While logically it makes sense, relationships are in the realm of emotions, and emotions don't make sense. So for example, I'm sure you know someone who likes this other person. The other person has indicated that they're not interested, but for some weird reason, this first person still tries to win the other person over. As a result, they come off more needy and desperate, such that instead of attracting them, it actually repulses them even more. So if someone doesn't like you back, then let it be and move on to someone else. But now you're probably asking, how do you get the other person to like you back? The answer is simple. Show the good qualities that they're looking for in you. If you think about it, dating is really just a bunch of people looking for another person who likes the qualities in one person, while at the same time, that person likes the quality in the first person. That's pretty much it. You can have a massive list that describes the perfect partner, but you're forgetting that dating is 2 ways. And so this may sound harsh, but if this perfect person even existed, what makes you think they would even pick you? This is the reality. You can't force someone to like you back. You can only incentivize them. It's just like how Apple and Samsung can't force you to buy their products. Instead, they have very powerful teams that create ways to incentivize you in purchasing their phones. How do they do this? Easy. It comes down to really just 2 things. They improve their product, and they improve the way they communicate the benefits of that product. If they have a dud product, but they have an amazing marketing team, sure, you'll buy the product because of their marketing team, convincing you to buy it, but because it's a crap product, people will stop using it and move on to something else. On the other hand, if they have an amazing product, but they have a crap marketing team, then no one's going to ever know about it, and as a result, no one will ever buy it. In other words, you'll need both. The same is true when trying to incentivize others to start liking you back. You have to improve the product, which is you. And then you need to improve the way you communicate your good traits to others. Now, there is no need to look up these shallow pickup techniques or follow what they do in the movies. It's fake, and even if it does result in a relationship, it probably won't last long because it was built off deception or built off something that is genuinely not you. So what are my suggestions on improving your product, in other words, you, and how you communicate that to others? Well, the first thing you need to do is figure out what are the good traits about you. Now, don't say nothing. That's full of crap. If you don't know what they are, then go and ask someone else. What are the top 3 good things that describe you? Now, to make it more clear, you can ask them to pick one that has to do with your physical appearance, one that has to do with your personality, and one that has to do with your character. I actually asked these questions to my friends and colleagues, to which they generally said, my physical smile, my ambitious personality, and my empathetic character. Now that I was armed with this kind of knowledge about myself, I worked to improve the way that I can communicate these things to others. For example, I would purposely and genuinely find opportunities to smile more often. When it came to group study sessions, I would be more open to express ambitious yet logical approaches to different problems that people talked about. As for my empathetic nature, I would purposely strive to understand the other person, which meant that I would purposely give other people the opportunity to express their thoughts and circumstances. In other words, I would, for the most part of the interaction, be actively listening to the person. You'll find that if you have more physical traits such as good looks, dress well, nice smile, nice body, they're a lot easier for others to notice. Now, this is good for the initial impression, but remember that you're here to play the long game when it comes to relationships. And so you want to improve and show the more hidden personality and character traits. I have personally found that by improving these areas, potential partners will start taking notice of you, and hopefully you'll find it more easier to more naturally get into a relationship. Just be careful not to abuse this and become an absolute player. No one likes players. I've also found that people who focus on this become less sleazy, or at least appear less sleazy, and more genuine to potential partners. Effectively, you'll attract people who are actually interested in the good traits that you have. You don't need to put on a fake persona just to attract someone. The relationship that develops from this ends up becoming more authentic. Now, one key thing that really underpins all of this is that I put myself out there. I interacted with the people around me. You can try to improve yourself, but if you stay inside at home all day, every day, then you're probably not going to attract anyone. And so improve on your traits, improve how you communicate those traits to others, and then get out there and interact with people. Now, I just realized I'm taking up too much time talking about this searching phase, and so I'll just finish the video here. I don't usually like talking about relationships because I don't think I'm any sort of pro at it. But if this video gets at least 20 likes on this video, then it tells me that you're interested in this stuff, and so I'll make another video going through the second stage, which is sometimes known as the official stage or the courting stage. But there you go, guys. If you liked that video, please make sure you like and subscribe, and then I'll catch you in the next video.